All right, y'all. Today I want to do more of an educational video. And I want to show you guys how I trade. I want to show you how I trade because it's more than just entering a trade. It's more than just entering one trade. It's a whole system that I have of how to trade and be consistently profitable. And I want to walk you through that today because during this past day, I have made a lot of trades. First of all, this morning, a lot of you know, I entered this long trade right here. This was something that I did post in my Discord that I was going to go long right here when we got the bullish divergences coming down to that 382 level. That trade at my second take profit was up over 35%. I'm still in that long trade. And then, as you know, well, you might not know, but I did take a short trade now from up here as well while I was already in that long position. That trade right here, I was short from, that 46.6K region. Shout out to One Day Closer who already took that trade with me. I know a bunch of people took that with me. That trade was up, at one of the take profit levels as well, over 21%. And then while I was in this short trade, I entered a long trade. And so I'm still in the short. While I was in the short, I entered this long. This long is currently closed out. But, this long, basically, I longed the hidden divergence on the 6-minute time frame, took profits out of that trade. It was not a bad move, 18% profits. And then while I was also, after that long, I did take another long right here, and that trade got stopped out. And I did take a loss right here of 2%. So this is the way I trade, guys. I'm going to show you how I do these scalps. It's actually very profitable if you know how to do it correctly. So I'm going to walk you through that right now. But before I do, let's just walk through it. This is the comprehensive strategy, my trading strategy for making consistent profits. Okay, it involves multiple things. You have to have the indicator Market Cipher. You have to know some basic technical analysis. So there are 5 steps to trading and becoming consistently profitable. The first step is when you enter a swing trade, you need to hold onto those swing trades. How are we going to find good swing trades? Now, in the background of all these scalps that I just took, I took 4 scalp trades today. Okay, 3 of them are very good wins. One of them was a small loss because of good risk management. You guys know how it goes. But in the background of these scalps, what was going on? I have these swing trades open. I have a swing trade on Ethereum from 25.86. This is still currently open. The stop loss is in profit here. Well, it's currently at the entry, I should say. The stop loss is at the entry. I've already taken profit out. It's a guaranteed win for me. I'm long on Bitcoin from 34K. Okay, again, this stop loss is in profit, and I've taken profit out of this trade already. I'm long on Ethereum again from 28.72. This was an epic trade. I remember a lot of us took this in the Discord. Again, I've taken profit out. My stop loss is in profit. And then I'm long again on Bitcoin from 37.6. This stop loss is also in profit. I've been taking profits out along the way. Shout out to Carl from the Moon. In the background of these scalps, I'm already hedged very nicely in some nice swing trades. It's very important, if you want to be profitable scalping and you don't want to get wrecked, that you have some good positions already and you make sure to hold those positions for a long time. How are you going to do this? Well, if you want to get into a swing trade, we need to go to a higher term time frame. We need to find very important levels of support or resistance that we can use to enter a longer term position. So for example, a recent swing short that I had was the swing short from, let's see here, the swing short from right about here, at about 42.6K. That means while I was scalping, this was a nice short, by the way. This short trade was actually one of the short trades that I posted in the Discord here under potential trade setups a while ago. Let's see, where was that one? Right here. Okay, it was this trade right here. 42.6 short. Why did we find that short? Because we were waiting for us to come up to that level with a bearish divergence. And right here, where was that? Right here. Okay. I was looking to come into this fib level of resistance, come above these wicks and get a rejection with a bearish divergence. That's what happened. And once that happened, then what I do and what I can do is I can take profit out of that trade early, right? I can take profit out of the trade early at 41% or even lower, move the stop loss to the entry. And then what I have is I have an open short, which ended up coming much higher than 40%. But while I'm scalping now in this area, right? While I'm scalping up and down in this area, I have an open short trade that is hedging me against losses, right? Because at any time, let's say now I'm swing short from here, from the 382, and I've been in this trade the whole time. If at any point I lose a scalp, I'm already hedged by unrealized profit in this short. And there's no reason for me to close the short unless price comes back up above, that last swing high. And then I'm like, okay, we're out of the downward trend. Now we're moving up. It's time to close the short in profit. It gets stopped out in profit. And a lot of people, I feel, when they enter swing trades, they stay in them for too short, right? You should, at least the way I trade, guys. I will enter a position. I will take profit out of that position early. I will move the stop loss at least to my entry. And then I will leave that position open and continue to take profit out along the way. Maybe 10% out here, 10% out there, 10% out here. And what that does is it allows me to constantly add realized profit into my account. So, I always have more money in my account after the trade than before the trade, just by taking profit early and moving the stop loss to the entry. And then as the trade continues, I still have a portion of that position open where I still can take out unrealized profit and make that realized profit. Okay, so having those swing trades open is very important. Okay, this whole time while short here, right? Think about it. It's all about layering your trades. I was long from down here, and while I was still holding this position, right? I was still in the long. We come up here, I enter short. I'm still holding the long. It's still open with a portion of the position open, but I'm taking money out of the short along the way down. Then we come back up. I've still got my long open. So now that long is accumulating more and more unrealized profit that I can take out along the way up. And then we came up to here, and I actually shorted this too. Right? I shorted this daily candle down here from about right around 45K. That was a level that we had been waiting for a long time in the Discord, 45K. Let's see, where did I take that trade from? Right here, 45K. We were waiting for us to come up to that weekly level, get a rejection with the bearish divergence, which we absolutely did. We hit our take profit 1 right there, and right there we hit take profit 1, take a position 30% out of the trade, move that stop loss to the entry, and now you just let it ride. Then eventually we come down, we hit take profit 2, etc., etc. You guys understand, you let these positions ride, okay? You're still going to be making money, but what it does is it hedges you, because now if you want to scalp and you want to get a little crazy where you're taking these small moves, you have something hedging you in order to prevent you, even if you make a loss, to take any kind of loss, okay? It's preventing you from taking any kind of loss. So again, the way you're going to find these swing trades is you're going to use large time frames like the daily, the 4 hour. Okay, you're going to draw your levels of support and resistance on there, and you're going to also use the large time frames for confirmations, right? So, for example, this short right here, okay, it was a really good short because we had on the daily time frame, right, that we had a Fibonacci level from the all-time high to the all-time low of the dump, a massive level. And we had bearish divergences on the 4 hour time frame with the money flow coming down. These are very clear confirmations on very high time frames. These are going to be your swing trade entries, okay? So that's step number 1 to trading the way I do. Step number 2 is mark out local levels on your chart, okay? Once you're in your swing trades and you want to start looking for smaller trades, little scalps here and there, then you need to mark out local levels on your chart. So what I like to do is this. Let me come back to maybe a 12-minute time frame here and zoom out. And I will mark local levels on my chart, okay? I'll have local fibs, right? I will have local levels of support or resistance. Like, for example, we can even just see locally that we have a level of resistance right here, right? We can see that. We can see that just by coming back in time here. We had a level. It was respected. It was respected again, and it was respected again, right? Mark levels on the chart, pull fibs from different areas, like from this swing low to this swing high right here, right? And what you're going to do now is on the micro, not looking on the macro, but in the most recent price action. If you hear somebody say our local fib level or our local support, they're talking about on a smaller time frame, right? This is technically an uptrend on a very small time frame right here. This is an uptrend on a very small time frame. And so we can subdivide this price action and pull fibs from swing lows to swing highs within this uptrend to find good entries along the way to scalp. Okay, we're going to use fibs. We can use volume. If you're going to turn on maybe a fixed range and just analyze the volume that we had along this local uptrend to see that we have a point of control right here, to see that we have a high volume node here and a high volume node right here, that gives us confluence with the 382 level. You're trying to find confluence on a local small time frame within the local price action. Okay? And it's actually kind of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer in hindsight that I did get stopped out of this last trade here because it was actually a pretty good entry. My stop loss was tight. I would have actually been in a win right now, but that is okay. That is okay. It's part of the game, guys. Losses are part of the game. So once we mark the local levels on the chart using Fibonacci, support and resistance, volume, trend lines, right? Trend lines like this channel here that I noticed we've been respecting. Then what we're going to do is we are going to look for divergences and confirmations on Market Cipher as we come to these important levels. So if you're looking at a chart on, let's say, the 3-minute time frame, right? And by the way, guys, if you don't know this, if you don't know how to get these levels, how to use Fibonacci and all this stuff, check out jasoncaspertrading.com because this course will equip you with the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. You can check out the testimonials here. Basically, the goal of this course is, assuming you've never even looked at a chart before, basically I'm walking you through the way I trade, walking you through step by step the way that I trade and the way that I use risk management, the way that I have a strategy, the way that I use Market Cipher, showing you how to do technical analysis, everything you need to know in extreme detail. Risk management, very important, so you can lose trades and still be profitable over time. Show you strategies that I already use right out of the box. Check it out. There's an $80 discount in the description. Also, guys, if you do want to get into the Discord where I post daily technical analysis updates, important levels of support and resistance, trade setups, trade ideas, and even in the chats, will post a lot of times in these areas my exact entries. Not all the time, but a lot of times I do. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. We have a great trading community in here. I recommend, if you're interested in being a part of the group, check it out. It's not a replacement for taking a course, guys. It's meant to supplement your own technical analysis and to bounce ideas off and stuff. Okay, so we have our local levels marked. Now what we are going to do is we're going to use Market Cipher with our levels to find the good entries. If you don't have a marked chart and you're just trying to scalp with Market Cipher only on these low time frames during such volatile times, guys, look, if we zoom out on a higher time frame here, right, look at this. We've basically been trading sideways for the past 2 days, right? It will be very difficult for you to scalp this if you don't have some kind of frame of reference. That's why it's so important to mark levels on your chart, okay? And so once you have the levels marked on your chart, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at Market Cipher when we get to one of those levels. So let's take a look at one of the longs, the first long trade that I entered today. It's still in the trade, by the way. My take profit 2 was 35%, right? This is a leveraged trade if you're wondering how the percentage is so high. This morning I was doing my TA and I noticed as I pulled a fib that we were getting bullish divergences as we were coming down to a fib level, the 382. Okay, so the first long trade I took today, let me zoom out now to the 12-minute and come see here. Here we go. This is the first long trade that I took today from right here. Okay, why did I enter this trade? Well, if we come down to a lower time frame, let's say the 3-minute, right? What was happening? As we were printing lower lows right here, Market Cipher B was giving us higher lows. Actually, this was even lower on the 1-minute time frame. Check it out, guys. Price is coming down like this, we can see. Right here. Price is coming down. And momentum is coming up, right? Now, I missed the initial first pump here. What I did was I caught that second wave. The way you can do that is if Market Cipher B is printing a bottom and then it prints another big bottom like that and it's still diverging in this way, where even still we can connect this point to this point and it's giving us a bullish divergence like that, that is where I entered the trade right there. So what did I do? I waited for price to come to a level, and when price did come to the level, that's where I entered the position, okay, based on Market Cipher diverging. And I'm going to get into divergences a little bit more in this video, but that's honestly the best way you're going to find these scalp trades, okay? Now, let's take a look at the second trade that I entered today, the short trade, okay, the short from up here. Okay, how did I enter this short trade? Well, again, we came up to a fib level. This is a 786 fib level, right? And what happened as we got to this fib level? Let's take a look at a little bit of a higher time frame here, but we were printing very bearish divergences. We could see price coming up, making a higher high into the fib resistance. We could see momentum coming lower as we were coming into the resistance. We could also see the money flow coming lower on Market Cipher B. That's very important. And again, this is a trade that, you know, a lot of us took this in the Discord, took a short off of here. You know, we're scalping, guys, so it's not like we're betting the farm on these trades. I'm not betting the farm on these trades, but they can still be profitable. And my second take profit that I hit on here, and I'm still in the short, was up over 21%. So it's still a nice move right there. Why? Because I marked out my local levels first, and then when I saw we were getting a divergence, that's where I entered the trade. Okay, let's take a look at the third trade that I entered, which was this one right here. This long trade was pretty nice, right? This long trade did happen to get us a, whoa, it's the wrong chart. This trade happened to get me a pretty nice move. It was a 0.75% move, but with leverage, I was able to, after I longed that hidden bullish divergence, I was able to get an 18% profit on that move, okay? I'm going to get into how we're going to enter the trades. Limiting in is very important. Limiting out, okay? We're going to talk about how to take the profit and stuff like that. It's very important that you guys know. But this is the general way that I'm doing it, okay? So now, how did I enter this trade? For this trade, we had a hidden bullish divergence where we can see as we were coming in making a higher actually I'm sorry, I think I might have entered the trade right here and held. I'm not really sure. I think yes, I entered the trade here and I had my stop loss below the last swing low, but we can see the hidden bullish divergence where as we were coming in here, price was making a higher high while momentum was making lower highs. Okay, so this whole entire time we can see the hidden bullish divergence forming here. I entered the trade because we came down to a daily level of support as well as a Fibonacci 236 level. So we come to the levels, we get our bullish divergence, we enter the trade. And that, again, that was a nice move. And I know a bunch of people, well, a few people took this with me. It started out kind of bad, right? It started out, we're in a low drawdown. It ended up pretty good, wicking all the way up here. Okay, now I know a lot of you might be thinking, when do you take profit? How do you know where to take profit? We're going to get into that, guys. We're going to get into that. But first, let's talk about the last trade I made, which was a loss. Okay, let's talk about the loss. I'm not just going to talk about our wins. I'm going to talk about our losses as well. Right here, boom. Now, this trade actually would have been in profit right now, right, as we can see. But here's the problem. The problem is I got wicked out down here. Right, just by a little bit. Why did I enter this trade? Well, once again, we came to the daily level down here. We came to hang on, guys. Hang on. Here we go. Yeah. Once again, just like that first scalp long I took, we came down to that same daily level, that same Fibonacci level, and we were also printing on the lower time frames on the 3 minute right here. As we came to that level, we're printing a bullish divergence where price was making a lower low, momentum was making a higher low. Again, guys, you know, this trade could have not been a loss for me. I could have gotten out at least at a break even. But that's what happens, right? You're not going to win every trade. You're not going to win every trade. You're going to take a loss. So this trade was a loss because it wicked me out right down here. Just missed staying in this trade. Kind of a bummer, guys. But it's okay. Why is it okay? Because I'm hedged in my longs. Not only am I hedged in these massive swing trades that I have open for Bitcoin that are like 500, 400, 500% in profit, okay? Not only am I hedged in those trades, guys, but I am also hedged in that initial long that I took this morning, right? So the first long that I took this morning from way down here, I'm still in. So while I'm taking these other smaller longs, I'm still in this bigger long. And while I'm still in this bigger long, I'm still long from all... okay. Wow, I'm still long from all the way down here. Okay, I'm still long from all the way down here. And at any time, if I take a loss, I can just come to this trade, and it's a very small loss. It's still 25x leverage I'm using for this here. It's a small loss, guys. And I could just take a little profit unrealized out of my current longs and refund that loss very easily. And most of the time, it's not going to be a loss because I have a very good strategy. And you can even see, just based on what I've been showing you here, that even that trade that was a loss for me, I still had the right idea. I still had the right idea because if this was 25x long right now, I could have had the opportunity to make quite a bit of profit right here, right? Like 12%, 10% profit from this move right here. So I had the right idea. I was just it did not enter at the correct time, and that's something that you are going to have to deal with, y'all. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more detail here about how we're actually going to manage this. Okay? Lock in profits early. This is very important. Your greed, guys, will make you lose money. You need to be satisfied with making smaller gains, okay? Smaller gains, because what that will do is it will allow you to consistently grow your account and not take big losses. Here's what I mean by locking in your profits. For your swings and your scalps, okay? Let's say that we're long from right here, and our final take profit is up here. What you need to do is when price gets to a local area of support or resistance, let's say, the way I do this is I simply just go to the left on the chart and say, where did price find a sticking point? We could say price did find a sticking point right here, right? Why? Because we have resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, and then support, and then resistance. And so when I am shooting for my first take profit, I will take profit out at that first area where I think price is going to find a sticking point, which is 0.35%. Once I take maybe 30%, depending on how I'm feeling about the scalp, 50% out of the trade right here, then what we do is we move the stop loss to the entry. What this does is, if you get stopped out now, you're still going to be in a small win. You're still going to be having more money in your account than when you started, okay? Because you took 30% of the contracts out of the trade here, and now you get stopped out, and the only thing is you have to pay the market fee. You have to pay the market fee for the remaining contracts. That 30% you took out of your trade will cover the market fee and leave you with some money in your account. If you don't do this, and you don't take the profit and you get stopped out, even if you've moved your stop loss to the entry, you're still going to have to pay that market fee, which means you're going to exit the trade with less money than when you started. It's all about preservation of capital. It's all about preservation of capital, guys. Number one rule to make money is to not lose money. Who said that? Pretty sure it was, what's the guy's name? What was his name? Wonton Buffet. I think his name is Wonton Buffet. All right. And guys, just a disclaimer here. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. And I want you to remember, lest you are tempted within your vain imagination to think that I am giving financial advice, remember this face. All right. Let it get burned into your mind, guys. If you take this as financial advice, this face will come back to haunt you. Because why would you take financial advice from a guy with a Pikachu hat on top of another hat with upside down glasses who lives in his basement gym, right? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that because this is not financial advice. This is entertainment purposes only. Don't trust a guy with teeth like this, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not financial advice. Entertainment purposes only, okay? Entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. All right. If I was a trader, and right now, of course, this is all paper trading, guys. Paper! This is how I would do it if I was a paper trader. It's very important that you limit out, okay? Limit out meaning as soon as you open that position, hopefully you get a chance to limit into your position, right? A lot of times you might not be able to, but always try to limit in, and if you cannot, have a limit order already set there. If you see prices coming down and you see we're printing a divergence, you can get a chance to limit in. If you cannot limit in and you have to market in, make sure you immediately set your limit take profit order up here so that now you are guaranteed to have more money in your account than when you started, okay? Now, limit orders. This will make or break you guys. If you're marketing out, you're going to lose. If you're scalping, if you're marketing out, you're going to lose. Try to look into the future. If you see a divergence is printing as we're coming down to a level, right? For example, we can see right here as we were coming down, we could see that as price was dropping, we could see the momentum getting higher. It's not confirmed yet, but we can see the momentum getting higher. So you might want to, before it even confirms, have a limit order set at that area of support where you know it's going to be. You can set the limit order with a stop loss that fits with your risk management. If you cannot limit in and you have to market in, make sure to limit out all your take profits is, right? Take profits is. What a bummer, actually, guys, that this long got stopped out. But it's part of the game. Okay. Again, let your trades ride and take profits out, right? I'm still in a long and a short right now. I'm still, from today only, I'm in many longs. But from this morning, okay, I was in, let me close this stuff out. From this morning, I am still in this long right now. So even though I've stopped out of my long just now and I'm bummed about it, I'm still long. And even though I've taken profit out when we got to here and I've taken profit out when we got to up here, I'm still in the trade with a portion of the position open, which means if we keep pumping, I can still take profits out of this trade and put that into my account and grow my account. Really, the way I'm trading, guys, is like this. You know those things, you go to the boardwalk, I don't know, I'm from New Jersey, so the Jersey Shore and all that, right? You go to the boardwalk and there's this game you play where they put you in like a room, a tiny little shower stall, and they just start blowing dollar bills around, and you can't get them all. You can't get all the dollar bills, but you can get a lot. You take them, you stuff them in your pants, right? You stuff them in your pockets. As many as you can walk out of there with, they will let you keep, okay? I'm just trying to put myself into one of those shower stalls with dollar bills flowing around, and I can just grab them. I'm not going to get them all. I'm not going to make, in order to squeeze out as much profit as possible from this long, I would have to enter right here, not take any profit out along the way. I would have either had to have closed right here, or I would have to just wait and hope that we eventually come all the way up to a higher take profit, which honestly 47K is one of my targets. Right? And that there's a lot of risk involved with that. Everything has to go right for that trade to benefit me. Instead of banking on everything going right, why not bank on everything going wrong? And as soon as you're in an advantageous situation, then you take advantage of that by taking profits out, moving your stop loss, limiting, right? Limiting. Okay. Have multiple accounts and keep trades open, right? Take profits along the way, hedge yourself in. It's very important you have multiple accounts, okay? Personally, I have multiple accounts. I just started trading on PHEMEX, right? In fact, my first real trade that I ever took on PHEMEX was that scalp from this morning right here. Bybit, guys, the regulations are coming in with Bybit. it makes me nervous. So I'm starting to trade on another account. I'm starting to move my funds over to PHEMEX now, and I'm going to start opening multiple accounts and sub-accounts on here, as well as I'm still using Bybit for now. But if you want to get on PHEMEX, especially if you're in the USA, I don't think they require a VPN. They do not from the cell phone require a VPN. It's the next best thing there is to Bybit. If you're interested and you want to use my affiliate link, you can. It would help me out. Link is in the description. I'll also pin it in the comment. Also, guys, JasonCasperTrading.com if you want to get the trading course. This comprehensive course, if you're new, if you're struggling, this will walk you through. If this video was over your head, this will walk you through everything you need to know to understand what I'm talking about in this video and help you to become confident and profitable. Also, guys, if you want to get into the Discord, where I do post daily technical analysis updates, levels, important things, trade setups, a lot of those trade setups actually do work, and they're actually quite profitable. You know, for example, the one that we took a few days ago from the 786 fib level right here, you know, I wanted to see us come up to the 46.6 to 47K level with the bearish divergences. That's exactly what happened. This is my original drawing. This is what happened. My original drawing was pretty close, guys, pretty close. We came up not quite as high as my original drawing, but we did lose that 786. We entered the trade. It was a very profitable trade. If you want to get access to the Discord, where we have a good trading community, and hear people posting TA, it's actually a really good Discord. It's a really good vibes in here, guys. We keep it positive. We keep it positive. It's not a toxic place. You can go to patreon.com/JasonCasper. All right, guys. That's basically it. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And make sure to share this video, guys, because I feel like I'm dropping some important info in here for people who might be flopping and groping. All right, peace.